Welcome to Mr. DJ's Adventure School. I'm Mr. DJ. Here at Adventure School, we learn out in nature, we do music technology, we play badminton, we do everything. It's from K till high school, it's all the way up, it's all the way down. And it's a vision in my mind, so I'm making space, I'm holding that vision. I created this channel to share piano and to share guitar and badminton and music jams, and we'll do loop pedals and eventually have guest musicians in and out, and I'll start doing kids music to where here in a year and a half or so, 2 years, we're gonna launch our own in-person nature school. We got a baby at home, she turns a year old next week. So by the time she's 5, we wanna have our own homeschool, co-op, forest school, however it's gonna go, have that in place so that we can raise her and our other community children and other kids up to this program. So I've been working with kids after school for like 15 years. I just was working with inner city high school kids and elementary school kids, teaching them music production, podcasting, video, just mentoring them, playing on the playground. I have a lot of forest, woods, farm experience. I grew up on 50 acres with a sawmill, building houses, doing gardening with plenty of animals. We would grow sorghum cane and make molasses. I spend a lot of time on a farm in Virginia where I met my wife, a homestead, horse ranch, where we harvest the wheat with horse-drawn harvest and milk the cow and make cheese and butter. And so our school is going to have a lot of those farm elements, less agriculture, but horticulture and growing things and preserving food. We'll be working with fire, we'll be working with the land, we'll be in communion and relationship with the trees. We spend a lot of time in indigenous community, ceremony community in South Dakota. So there will be, a strong focus on just that spiritual connection with the earth, with the water, with the elements, taking that time to connect with life and nature and to build that inherent connection with the world around us and that sense of consciousness in everything that's around us. I've done a lot of studying of the nature school pedagogy and, really how that affects your nervous system, your parasympathetic nervous system, and just being out in nature, especially kids that deal with things like being on the spectrum or with ADD or traumatic things. I've worked with a lot of different kids that have and mentored a lot of different young adults that have a lot of different traumatic upbringings, and being out in nature and with the water and with ceremony and it really can just unlock so many things in their life. And then we have a huge focus on music. That's what I went to school for, was music production, video production, music technology. I'm certified in a bunch of softwares. I've taught all over. I've taught at Guitar Center, in and out of after school programs. I've worked at the Moog synthesizer factory, so we're definitely going to have Moog synthesizers and music technology. So it's just an interesting blend of having this nature school aspect of being out by the fire and living in that way, and learning how to cook right on the fire and build our own shelter out of the woods and survive in that way and be able to harvest wild medicines and foods. But then also coming back into the music room, the music lab, and learning how to record and loop and make videos and launch our own YouTube channels. We'll be doing creative writing. We'll be launching our own books, creating our own books, and helping the kids to publish their own books. I've published 4 of my own, I'm writing my 5th one now. And so it's going to have all these elements. It's going to have lots of adventure. We're going to go rock climbing and whitewater rafting and out into the woods exploring and geocaching and playing badminton in the yard. And so we're working on manifesting that land now, so even I'm making this video just to put out and solidify and put my energy out to hold that vision and to hold that space for this to come into our life. If you follow any of my other channels, I believe in a lot of, just that manifestation power of that law of attraction and bringing into our life, especially by doing good works, So I launched a whole earth bag building project in South Dakota, building houses for unsheltered folks. So our school will be building all kinds of things out of the earth, cob pizza ovens, and then we'll be growing the food to make pizzas through the oven. So you're learning about the earth and the sand particles and the clay and the electrostatic properties, and learning about the biology of the plants, and then how we're now chemical process of cooking that stuff in the oven. And so currently I just am hired on. I'm project engineer for a big 4-story project we're doing for unsheltered folks. It's transitional housing with a local shelter. So that's going to be a 13-month project. So I'm tied up during this next 13 months. So I'm going to use this time and keep this channel going and keep building our following, through just doing piano and guitar and bringing it inside musicians and launching probably some kids music. I've been in 2 different very successful kids bands, kids music projects, did a kids TV show. So that's definitely been a part of my journey and will continue to be a part of that. And then as this all comes together, we'll probably have to bring some other parents in to teach the things that I can't teach. We still are going to be learning math and science. I can teach it a lot as we're doing the earth bag houses or as we're doing music or all these different elements, and we can work in math and science and English into those things. But it's still, I can't teach everything, so we're going to have the other parents. It's going to be a whole school, And so we'll see how it's going to end up going, whether it's going to be 20 kids or 50 kids. We've been talking to a lot of different homeschool co-ops and seeing how they operate, and we'll see. Maybe it'll be here in Ohio where we're at, where we have this rad mutual aid community, and they're wanting to do this whole child care free mutual aid program. It's where I do the free cage-free mechanic service. So we fix cars for free. There's a free soup kitchen, a free thrift store, and so we'll probably be doing that same thing. I'll be teaching the high school kids that are in our program how to fix cars, and we'll be doing all kinds of construction. I grew up doing construction, working wood shop. I love to do a wood lathe and turn wood. My wife does pottery. She does crafts, beadwork, sewing. Fantastic cook, so we're gonna be able to do all kinds of stuff, all the things that they're not teaching in school, all the things that you wish you could probably be doing right now. There's gonna be so many parents and adults that want to come join our program. Already with my after school program, there's so many people within our community that want to come be a part of it, so it's gonna be pretty rad. We're gonna see how it comes together. I'm just putting this out there to put that vision out into the universe and trust that right situation is gonna come up, that right piece of land is gonna come our way. Right now we live on the river in a perfect little town. It's a perfect space to be with baby right now, but it's not quite enough land for doing the things that we're interested in trying to do. So as that land comes together, I'm on this project for the next 13 months, and that's gonna give me this credential. This is a $15 million thing that we're putting together. So it's going to give me this whole credential. I'm used to building earth bag houses for $500 out on the reservation. An incredible journey that it's been so far. And so I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to launch this channel. I've got a channel that's for my books and for some of my metaphysical philosophies and my economic philosophies. I didn't use money for 8 years. I'm coming back into a place of using money, but our school's probably going to be free if I can figure it out, grant stuff. I'm used to working with inner city kids. It would be a drastic shift to go back to only kids that could afford to come to some type of private program like this. So we're going to see how it goes. But for now, I'm going to be putting up piano tracks on this beautiful blue piano we got at our house. I've been playing around on piano since I went to music production school, but now we have a piano in the house. I'm starting to learn pretty good, and now I've been messing around on guitar, and I already know, turntables and production, Ableton and looping and microphones, and I got a ton of musician friends. We're gonna have a good old time, So I got like 38 subscribers or something on this channel already just in like the last week. As soon as I get to 50, I'll start live streaming, and we're gonna see how it goes. Just thanks for being here on this journey. I just wanted to pour a little bit of that out. The previous long form video on this channel is when I had applied to, there's a farm and forest school about an hour from our house. So I was talking to them about getting hired on and being their forest music director. So I made a video. It talks a little bit more about some of my background and the vision that I have for a program like this. And that was just like an hour away, so it didn't work out to be the right thing, But what better future could I have besides waking up on our farm, stepping outside into the forest with our little baby or our kids and other kids showing up? We're gonna have a school bus. I can ride around, pick everybody up. We're already outfitting a school bus to live on and turning it into the adventure bus so we can go pick everybody up and go on all kinds of rad adventures. It's gonna be pretty awesome. You're gonna wish you were there. You can be there on here though. All right, anyway, later guys.